Greetings ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I will be your host Thrones, bringing you another role-playing build known as the Alchemist. The Alchemist in a nutshell is a role-playing build intended specifically for a niche casual playstyle, for questing around and all around normal content. It is not made for veteran content, nor is it made for any type of min-maxing or difficult content, veteran dungeons, trials, etc. It is not made for that. The build revolves around playing as a brilliant alchemist who has been causing trouble all around Tamriel for decades with his experiments. He performs research and experimentation on behalf of utilizing potions and poisons as our main focus point. And now, for the build. For our build, we are using a Nightblade and a Argonian. The reason why we're using this combination is because the whole build is around using potions and poisons, and Nightblade is the only class in the game that has the Cataclysm passive, which gives us 20 ultimate when we drink a potion. As for Argonians, well, they're just the same. Every time they drink a potion, you restore 3125 health, magicka and stamina. So for that reason I went both Nightblade and a Argonian. For our attributes on my build I went into a magic focused, however you can also go stamina, it is not a problem, it's just I went with magicka for personal taste and easier all-around management. I went full magicka with the attributes and I went with the apprentice stone. The reason why I went with the apprentice and not the thief stone is because of the two gear sets which boost our, well, spell damage rather than critical. And for that I just wanted to, you know, mix it around and stuff. That's it for the attributes. We're using definitely, I'm using Tri-Food because I'm on PTS. However, if your magicka, go with Witch Mothers, and if your stamina, go Dubious Comorian. That's the recommended way. For our gear, let's go gear. For our gear, I went with double arena stuffs. In my case I went with a Maelstrom back stuff infused for extra weapon and spell damage, and for the front bar I went with the Asylum front stuff. I don't recommend going infused because infused does not affect the poisons we are using, just keep that in mind. So I went with a little bit of precise, because why not? Every second cast of Force Shock will always apply burning, concussion and shield status effect. And yeah, I kind of like it, adds a little bit diversity. Usually I would just say go with siphoning attacks, etc, etc, but you know, playing around. You can always go with the monster set, you can go with the mythic, I don't care, it's a real playing build. I already gave that warning at the beginning of the video. For our main set, I went with Moonhunter. When your alchemical poisons fire, it increases your weapon and spell damage by 547. It's golded out, so if you went with purple, it will still be around 500-ish, maybe 490 at least. It gives us weapon, spell damage, critical chance. It's a beautiful set. Many people are put off by the chance of, or basically by the duration of 8 seconds, because most poisons have 10-second duration, so it only has a 8% uptime. But yeah. For the second set I went with Clever Alchemist, and I went with Infused and enchanted with the potion cooldown, 8 seconds per. You do the math, it reduces quite a bit the cooldown, 21 seconds in my case, and you know, I fucking love it. And yeah, we have a uptime of 20 seconds of Clever Alchemist, with this one being 21 seconds, so almost 100% uptime if we go with this one. You can, however, if you don't like this combination, you want to go a little bit more different, you can go with a more tanky setup with going Arcasis. It gives you ultimate every time you drink a potion, but it can only occur every 30 seconds. So going full infused, wouldn't recommend going with this build. Maybe 2 of the rings infused instead, so you can micromanage your potion duration you know, 30 seconds, so you can activate it every 30 seconds instead of every 20 seconds, which I have in my case. Another set I can recommend if you want to go tanky is Iron Flask. When you drink a potion while combat, you get armor for 20 seconds. It's pure RP, as I said, it's not min-max. This set is usually trash as hell, because why the hell would you use it? But, you know, it's fun. Why not? Assassin's Guile is definitely a recommended set if you want to go Moon Hunter and you want a 100% uptime of Moon Hunter. However, we already combine Moon Hunter and Clever Alchemist for maximum damage, and every time we drink a potion while in combat, we get our spell and weapon damage quite high. For example, right now we have 3111. Let us just, you know, skeleton. Where I see training dummies. Here we go. Now 3000. Oh, let's go like this. Okay, 3000. So we buff up but just a little bit, and I light attack a couple of times. We have our spell damage at 5414, which boosted around 2000 weapon and spell damage. It's quite nice, role-playing, really beautiful. And every time we drink, we can't get out of resources, quite literally. Let me just spam a little bit. Yeah, we got a 20% for drink a potion, half of it back, quite easily. As for the skills, I went with Debilitate on the back bar, gives us Overcharged, gives us Magicka Steel, and it's a nice DOT. Twisting Path for more AoE damage, Unstable Wall of Elements, Kaboom, Maelstrom Backstaff, Siphoning Attacks, giving us healing every time we light attack, heavy attack, and it gives us Magicka back just as well. Dark Shade, because, you know, I like Dark Shade. It's a nice skill. However, if you're not Nightblade, if you didn't want to go with the Nightblade, just want to, you know, drink potions, poisons, but not as a Nightblade nor Argonian, just set up whatever the heck you want, because the main focus is if you're using poisons, that you just light attack or use at least one weapon ability that can and will proc poisons of your weapons. For the ultimate, I went Fiery Rage, a lot of damage, why not? However, if you're going with dual wielding, I would definitely recommend maybe Lacerate, or if you're going with the bow, going with either Toxic Barrage or Ballista, because, you know, alchemy. You can even go with the one-handed and shield bash build, going with Power Bash and just investing a little bit more into stamina and bashing your enemies to death, basically murdering to death. So yeah, on the front bar we're using Swallow Soul for healing. I activate it once every 10 seconds, gives me healing over time combined with siphoning attacks, and if we combine it with Relentless Focus we cannot die. I went with Relentless Focus for my Magicka management because all of my other skills are Magicka based, so I went with just a little bit, you know, easier cost reduction. Plus it's a duration of 60 seconds if you go this morph, I don't mind. I went with Force Pulse because it activates 3 elementals at the same time, so it actually counts as 3 different direct damages, and as such activates your poisons on your weapon bar more often. At least I think that's how it works. So far I haven't been proven wrong. I mean, I didn't Google it, so I wouldn't know, but it worked for me. I went with Sap Essence to give us Major Brutality and Sorcery. If you want to go a little bit more Mage's Guild, Entropy, go with the Generation and slot that one. And if you don't like Nightblade and you want to go a little bit more Magey, go with more Scalding Roan, go with Degeneration, Inner Light, slot it there, Meteor maybe. It's up to you as a player. Maybe if you want to go with a Sigic Alchemist, go with Imbue Weapon. If you want to go with Accelerate instead of Shade guy, maybe Fighter's Guild Trap Beast to get us a little bit of the minor force. Really up to the player. Relentless Focus explained. Inner Light gives us major savagery and prophecy, and increasing our maximum Magicka for being slaughtered, and Soul Harvest for every enemy we kill. We get 10 ultimate combined with the Cataclysm. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's under Siphoning. Yeah, Cataclysm. Every time we drink a potion, we get 20 ultimate. Every time we kill an enemy, we get 10 ultimate. And we get a lot of ultimate out of this build. For our CP, we went with one of the important ones here are definitely liquid efficiency. Every time we use a potion or poison, you have a 10% chance to not consume it. This is a must. Everything else up to the player. I went with Rationer, a little bit more speed, and Gifted Rider. That's my RP usually. I use this almost for every single build I have, except some which require sneaking. For the blue tree, I went with Foresight. Every time you drink a potion, the cost of your Magicka and stamina healing abilities used within 6 seconds are reduced by 75%. I don't have a specific heal, but you know, it can be useful. I went with Fighting Finesse, Wrathful Strikes, and Master at Arms. As for the red tree, I went with Maximum Health, Armor, every time we kill an enemy, Magicka, and Stamina back. That's it for CP. As for our fashion, we went with the Experimenter. This was a limited time outfit that went with, I believe it was the Gloomspore crates, but pardon me, I can't remember. However, if you don't have the outfit, you can always go with the Alchemist outfit. It is more leaning towards being a node, but definitely looks appealing. It has these vitals on him, these glass thingies on it. I don't know how it's pronounced in English. Apologies on that. It looks quite decent, and yeah, you can go with the medium one. However, you can always try out with the worm you get from the battlegrounds, because it has these potions and poisons on the sides. It can be quite nice looking. As for everything else, go wild. Like, honestly, I don't know. You can just play around, see what gives you some potions and poisons on your back. I can't remember all of the styles currently, so I can't recommend anything else. Oh yeah, there was this Truesworn. Truesworn definitely has one of these poisons on the side, and it looks quite adventurous, though I'm not a fan of the... Yeah, the medium one isn't that bad. It's definitely not for a stamina guy, or for a alchemist guy. It looks quite decent, you can go with this one. For the weapon, I went with the Selene one for the spider effect, because spiders have, you know, poisons in them, so just for that effect. And yeah, you can always try out maybe True Staff, or basically anything else you want to go with, just go with it, fam. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will be slapping on at the end of the video a solo normal dungeon of, I think I did Selene's normal. So you can see that this build is definitely viable for normal content, and still not recommended for veteran content, but I believe you can go into veteran dungeons that are non-DLC with this build and have no problem into clearing them. Maybe not the best in the game, it's not the best, but you know, it's viable. You can play around with it, see what you can do or not. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you around.
I understand your concerns, but think of the potential rewards. These woods have long been rumored to house a powerful forest spirit.
There's something off about these Bosmer. Something wild. Let me handle the talking. I have a way with words. My woodland friends! No! We must treat with them! There is no need for weapons. We come in peace.
The maiden has decreed feed the earth.
Yes, mistress.
Longclaw's daughters are not gone. Celine blessed them with her gift, the gift of spirit life. See their hunt begin anew.
finished.